Joining us now is Dan McKinney, the other Dan, with the latest tech news. Dan, I hear there's a new Nintendo DS coming out soon.
There is, Dan, and fans are going to be pretty excited about this new addition to Nintendo's DS line. Nintendo announced this week they're revealing their new Nintendo 3DS in the US March 2011. Unlike normal 3D games, the 3DS does not require players to wear stereoscopic glasses. Popular games including Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, and Sonic the Hedgehog are all slated for upcoming 3D appearances. And Verizon Wireless has announced it will pay up to $90 million in refunds to customers who were wrongly charged for internet use and data sessions. Verizon customers can expect to see a $2 to $6 credit on their October or November bills. An investigation by the FCC started after hundreds of complaints from Verizon customers since 2007. This is one of the largest customer refunds by a telecommunications company. And humans aren't the only ones tweeting. Popular toy maker Mattel developed what it calls Puppy Tweets. Puppy Tweets is a small electronic dog tag that has a motion and sound sensor. Whenever your dog makes a move, it sends a tweet via Twitter, which you can follow all day on your computer or smartphone. Puppy Tweets runs between $25 and $30 and is available at puppytweet.com. And will the smartphone be the new PC? According to Silicon Valley CEOs, they will. Intel is working on a prototype that allows all forms of computing on a smartphone and also can be wirelessly connected to larger devices. The newest phones will make people more self-aware, knowing things like where you're going, the mood you're in, and even your likes and dislikes. These phones are set for release in 2011. And guys, I have a feeling these new smartphones are going to make students' backpacks a lot lighter.
Yeah, it's amazing what they're doing with new technology now.
Definitely.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Now that the season is changing and the air is turning cold, many people will be struggling with allergies.
Rita Krynak is here with this week's The List on the top 5 oddest allergies to get this time of year.
Now that it's fall, seasonal allergies are on the rise. For some people, allergies are year-round. Here are the top 5 oddest allergies. The 5th oddest allergy is computers. They have a flame-retardant chemical that causes itching, sneezing, headaches, and nasal congestion. The number 4 oddest allergy is exercise. After eating certain foods like peanuts and then working out, sufferers have bouts of fainting, vomiting, and constrained breathing. The 3rd oddest allergy is to the cold. Exposure causes the release of histamine in skin, causing rashes, redness, and swelling, and can even be deadly. And number 2 is the sun. Exposure causes the immune system to inflame skin cells. The number 1 oddest allergy is to water. Sufferers are allergic to sweat, tears, and foods that contain water such as coffee, tea, and juices. It's difficult for them to bathe and they are confined to their homes. Keep in mind that your seasonal allergies can be much worse. This has been The List. I'm Rita Krynak. Temple Update will be right back.
Coming up on Temple Update, Army gets bitten by a bug, and the Demon Barber of Fleet Street makes a stop on Broad Street. When Temple Update continues.
Hey, welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Josh Rotenberg. It's not basketball season quite yet, but there is some big news coming from the hardwood. Temple senior forward Lavoy Allen has been named to the John Wooden Award preseason list. Now, if you don't know what the Wooden Award is, it's for the National Player of the Year. Last season, Allen, who was co-MVP of the Owls, led the team in rebounding, blocks, and field goal percentage. He also became the first Temple player to average a double-double since Ollie Johnson did it in 1971. Now, Temple's throwing an 80th birthday party for one of its most famous alum, Al Schreier. Schreier's been the Dean of College Sports Information Professionals since 1953. The university, along with its most recognizable alum, Bill Cosby, will be roasting the tenure director Friday, October 15th. You can always see Schreier at every Temple football game. And speaking of football, the Owls are 4-1 this season after spoiling Army's homecoming. The Cherry and White won 42-35, largely in part to Matt the Bug Brown flying up and down the field. Matt Brown rushed for 226 yards on 28 carries. And oh yeah, 4 touchdowns. You can see Brown and the rest of the Owls take on Northern Illinois this Saturday at noon on 6 ABC. And one of the reasons the Owls are off to that 4-1 start is because of their tough play on the defensive side of the ball. I caught up with head coach Al Golden and some of the players responsible for that success. Up to this point, the Owls are playing better defense than in recent years. They've given up fewer total points and allowed just under 16 per game. Al Golden feels the defense has set the tone for the good start to the season.
I think we're a tough team. I think we're mentally tough. I think we're mentally and physically tougher team than we have been. Obviously, I think we're more talented than we have been.
There are 3 senior leaders on all 3 levels of the defense. Elisha Joseph of the defensive line, Amar Kamara in the linebacking core, and Jaquan Jarrett in the secondary.
A fumble on the play. Temple recovers the fumble.
These guys have helped the Cherry and White compile 5 sacks and 3 interceptions in just 4 games. Golden says the team's defensive poise will help to minimize their opponent's points.
When you're a tough team and you're a disciplined team, you find a way to hang in there and get tough in the red zone.
In the history of the Temple-Penn State rivalry, the Owls have held the Nittany Lions to 1 touchdown or less 5 times. Call it a bend but don't break performance, but as the saying goes, almost doesn't count.
They're a great explosive offense, so to hold them to 1 touchdown, it was pretty good, but it wasn't good enough to help us win the game.
We need to work more. Even anybody scoring us, that's not acceptable.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Josh Roltenberg. Guys, have you seen them play? They look pretty good to me.
One of the few things I think we agree on in the world of sports, Josh.
All right, Dan.
Thanks, Josh.
And here with this week's music trivia is Update's Maggie Zhang.
The growth in sales for artists releasing big singles. And that leads us to this week's music trivia question. We ask, what single in the last decade has sold the most copies worldwide? Was it A, Single Ladies by Beyonce, or B, Hips Don't Lie by Shakira, or C, Viva La Vida by Coldplay? And I'll be back in 60 seconds with the answer. And the answer is B, Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. The Colombian superstar sold over 10 million copies of the single of her 2005 album, while Single Ladies outsold Hips Don't Lie in the United States. Shakira took home the worldwide title. This has been Update Music Trivia Question of the Week. I'm Maggie Zhang.
Here with this week's entertainment report is Megan McNearney. So Meg, what's up with Netflix adding a major network's programming to its database?
Netflix is connecting with everybody these years. NBC signed a deal with Netflix, allowing the rental company to stream a host of their newest and oldest shows. The instant streaming programming will include day-after broadcasts of new shows, including SNL, Monk, Friday Night Lights, and many others. Netflix will even have paid season episodes of 30 Rock, The Office, Law & Order, and the streaming service will cost $9 per month or 99 cents per episode. The Career Center taught students how to look professional at this year's Dress for Success fashion show. Temple students, faculty, and staff modeled clothes donated by Macy's to show students how to dress for an interview. The show consisted of 3 categories: business casual, business professional, and what not to wear. The fashion show was part of Career Week that continues through October 7th. Christmas lists are going to be loaded with one item this year: the Justin Bieber doll. These dolls, modeled after the 16-year-old Canadian singer, come in different styles and feature various song clips. Justin Bieber-themed microphones and stuffed animals are also on the list of Bieber-themed items set to hit stores in the beginning of December. Temple Smash kicked off the fall semester with episode 5 of the student-produced variety show. Hosted by Quinta Brunson, the show consisted of 4 sketches, the Kalpa Alpha Phi fraternity dance team, and musical guest Oso. You can watch the latest episode on TempleSmash.com, and future episodes will be aired on TUTV. A group of students on main campus have gotten together to hit a high note. Update Zach Van Trieste introduces us to the Broad Street Line.
With hit shows like Glee, The Sing-Off, and America's Got Talent, a cappella groups and chorus clubs all over are becoming more popular. Temple's Broad Street Line a cappella is one group reaping the benefits of this rising phenomenon.
Oh yeah, it's great. What's going on right now with a cappella music? I think it's slowly taking the nation by storm.
The all-male group was started by a few students who believed Temple needed a new, fun music group on campus, and their name quickly grew through campus events and internet exposure.
Thankfully, with this generation's obsessiveness with the internet, we've got Facebook, we've got our own Last FM page, YouTube, great ways to get our name out there.
Broad Street Line has recently been getting the attention from major organizations like the Philadelphia 76ers and Philadelphia Eagles, with many more exciting plans for this upcoming school year.
We've got a lot of gigs coming up. We've just recently sang for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully we'll be singing for the 76ers. We'll be doing some group events with some linked events with other organizations on campus.
Broad Street Line recently had new members audition to join the group. We talked to them about their experience.
I didn't know what it was at the time, so I went on YouTube and I checked out some of the footage that they have online, and I was like blown away. And I sang a cappella in high school, so I just wanted to join whatever group I could, and I thought nothing better than the Broad Street Line, you know.
With the group's rising popularity also comes a lot of pressure, but most of the guys have been singing for a long time and concentrated on just having fun. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Zach Van Trieste.
And you know what, guys? The Broad Street Line's really making a name for themselves in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's cool to see that they've been performing at different spots all around the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks, Megan. The new Wonder Bra has finally arrived. Dr. Elena Bardnar from the Ukraine created the emergency bra. In the event of a disaster, the bra can be taken off and used as a mask, preventing inhalation of nuclear chemicals such as radiation. Since the bra has 2 cups, you get 2 masks for the price of 1. The emergency bra is selling online for $29.99. The bra comes in red and ranges in sizes from 32B to 40C. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, what about a pumpkin? Check out this pumpkin tree growing at a Des Moines, Iowa residence. How did this happen? Well, a pumpkin tree vine grew up the tree and spread down a branch. Shortly after, the pumpkin started growing. The first pumpkin was spotted about 12 feet off the ground.
We all know Philly fans take their sports seriously, but would you run into a burning building to save your Philly season tickets, maybe if it were for a no-hitter? 5th grade teacher Marie Murphy did just that when her house caught on fire in April. The Philly staff surprised her this week with a pep rally to lift her spirits. Team representatives later did remind the crowd, if in fact your house catches on fire, the front office can reprint your tickets. In California, the Pacific Ocean was blessed earlier this week by thousands of people. Synagogue, mosque, and church officials, along with others, gathered for the annual blessing of the waves on Huntington Beach. The ceremony is held in honor of spiritual appreciation for the ocean and raises awareness about protecting the environment. After blessing the tide, surfers took off to hang 10.
Well, that's all for this edition of Temple Update. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Temple Update.
For Cherry, Greg, and the rest of the Update team, I'm Dan Koob. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.